essentially what I want to do is I want to create content that helps you live a better life by me practicing and developing the tools and skills to build my life better. I would hope that if I document this, maybe people can learn from it. Plus, it's got to be upfront. Times are rough, and I'm not necessarily trying to be an influencer, but if I influence people to live better, I am with it. If I influence people to be healthy in their mind, body, and spirit, I'm with it. If I help people build wealth, I'm with it. If I am able to help people build their breadth of knowledge, I am also with it. So therefore, I have naturally always been someone who wanted to help people. When I was much younger, I told my mom and dad that I wish, no, I wanted, not wish, but I would like to open a community center where homeless people could come and take showers and get a meal. And I always thought, because it must be hard to live on the streets and not have something as basic as the ability to take a shower and groom yourself. And while I cannot maybe give them a home right away, that's definitely another goal, I can at least give them a shower and hot food. Some people would think I'm crazy for this. Some people would say, that's just great, Stormy, your heart. But I just always thought, independently of the government, the city, I live in New York City, by the way, it would just be great for this place that people can come and relax and get off the street for a couple of hours, get themselves together, maybe even get some fresh clothes, wash the clothes they have. I even imagine there'd be like these little parking spaces where they can park their carts, and we'd have security out there, and so nobody would touch their stuff, and it'd be safe, and they can go inside and they can relax. And I know there's a lot of factors that go into that. Safety, people's mental health situations, population control, just a myriad of things come to mind. But however, I still see it as a possibility. And I know that there's some churches, there's some community-based organizations that are already doing that. But anyway, I just want to give you an understanding of how I've always thought since I was little. I've always wanted to be a helper. I've always thought of ways to either help people or to make money. That's just always been me. When I was younger, I told myself I also was going to start a bookmark making company, and I made these bookmarks and I covered them in like my mom's very expensive packaging tape because it was nice and shiny. I did not know about paper mache, not paper mache. When you put the clear layer of liquid or something on top of like paper, is that paper mache? Well, it makes it shiny and makes the paper not. If you put it underwater, the paper won't get wet. Anyway, I had made bookmarks. I made the bookmarks, and then I made the mistake of using my mom's industrial strength car glue. Yes, glue for the car to fix minor dents and whatnot on the bookmark, and I put them on my wall. Now, why I put them on my wall, I assume was because I was trying to do a showroom in my room. I don't understand how people were going to come to my room in my house, but these are just some of the things I've thought of. I used to do yard sales. We had yard sales where I lived back in Westchester in the town of Greenburgh. So if you're from Greenburgh, you may know me or you may know what I'm talking about. But where I lived, we had like a, what do you call it? A community room, a community space for birthday parties. You can have events, and it opened out into the pool that we had. And so we would have like these yard sales. And so I decided I'm going to sell stuff. And my mom is definitely one of those parents that if you have an idea, I'll support it. I'll get you what you need. So she got me, well, maybe she already had it, but she she got me like a little receipt maker, the computerized one with the batteries. I thought that was like the bomb. I love stuff like that. And uh, she got me that, but she also got me tags so I can tag my stuff. And so I literally took stuff and tried to sell it. And she had a lockbox and everything for me. And I don't remember how much I made, but I definitely saw it through from beginning to end. Now, as I got older, you get older and things die. And so I always wanted to be some type of business owner. I always wanted to be creative, and I've always been creative, but I still haven't really found my medium. I think what I do now as a professional organizer, I do get to be very creative. It can be a little taxing because I'm still learning a lot about the business and just having a business in itself. You can go to classes and you can learn how to write your business plan, and you can learn how to formulate your social media content campaign, and you can learn how to get investors, but nobody really tells you, especially for my area, like how to start, grow, and continue your business without you having to get a consultation with someone and then have to pay them. And I'm not saying that their services are not worth paying them, but I'm a small business owner. My budget is extremely tight. I basically live off what I make. And with taxes and materials, it can be a lot. And right now, given COVID and the situation since COVID started, it has been very rough because one, you don't want to go in a lot of people's houses, right? You don't want to put yourself at risk. I've never gotten COVID, knock on wood. I don't want to get COVID. I try to stay away from COVID, but I also take public transportation here in New York. And if you are a native New Yorker or you live in New York right now, you understand that that could be a lot. The buses are still crowded at times. The trains are still crowded at times. Not as crowded as it used to be before COVID, where we were stuffing ourselves in the trains like sausages, but it's still pretty packed. There's not enough space for 6 feet. At the beginning of the pandemic, yeah, there was definitely enough space. I mean, people were not even really sitting down. People were standing just to have space. But I say this all to say that it is hard to run a business. I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit in me, though. I've always wanted to have some type of clothing line or really just a t-shirt brand because I'm not too much of a designer. But organizing became my bit of a niche that I started doing. And also personal assistance. I've helped certain clients build their business. I don't ask me how I can do that for other people, but not necessarily for myself. Actually, I know what I need to do. I'm just fearful. And this brings me back to why I was scared to do these videos, because I am very fearful. I am fearful to expose myself to you all this way. I'm fearful to let you all see what I feel like I've been hiding from people for so long. And I'm not necessarily hiding from people. It's just embarrassing when you have not colleagues, but you have friends or people who you maybe assume are just doing better than you financially. And so you don't want to compare, but in the back of your mind, you're comparing. And it's not comparing off of jealousy. It's comparing off of like, when will I get to that point? What do I need to do to get to that point? Stop being lazy. Stop doubting yourself. And that's part of my issue. I doubt myself a lot. I have great people in my life who tell me all the time how awesome I am, how talented I am. And I don't believe it. I always feel like, I also want to stop using the word like, by the way. So we're going to work on that. But I tend to feel as though I have imposter syndrome. I really do. In my field, and let's be brutally honest, there's not a lot of Black women who organize. Now there is, but when I first started, there wasn't a lot of, or I didn't get exposure or see a lot of Black women who organize. Now you see more and more, especially down south. You see a lot more women of color who are organizers. But what you see in mainstream on Netflix and Reese Witherspoon's channel or something, you see a lot of white women who are organizing, who make everything look pretty, and there's clear bins and the labels are nice calligraphy. I don't do all of that. I can do that for my clients. I do label and have pretty bins and try to set it up nice, but I also have to function in the world of my clients. And some of my clients, it doesn't matter that it looks super pretty. What matters is that it's functional for them. And I do feel as though if you are a professional organizer, you're a female, you're a woman of color, so you're Black, Indian, Caribbean, Asian. I'm probably missing a whole lot of other people. I am sorry, but we don't get as much exposure. We have to make that exposure for ourselves. And so that is in part why I'm making these videos, because I'm not solely focusing on my professional organizing business. I will actually make videos for that through my other YouTube account. This one is going to be geared more towards me personally. And I actually wrote out what I want to work on. And so the next video that I make will be about that. What are the 3 areas that I want to work on and that I want to share with you, so you can maybe learn, and you can maybe follow, or you can do better than me, because it's all about us working together, and I want to be a good example for people. I want to be someone who shows people that they can turn their life around and change, and they can build the life that they want. I know that's a very cliche term. A lot of like life coaches and stuff you see on YouTube, make your life better. But I do firmly believe that even though I don't practice it as much as I should, that we should work on ourselves and we should always strive to do better, be better. And now with the age of technology, there's no more excuse. Is it conflicting information? Yes. Should you do your research? Yes. Don't listen to everything you hear on YouTube, even with me. But I will tell you that I will promise you that I will do my research. I promise you that I will always try to be as honest, as brutally honest as I can be, and that I will always try to be genuine. That is my goal with this. My goal is to be genuine. I don't want to be an influencer who has brands sending them stuff and they're just making videos so you can see it and get your likes and follows and Patreon and all. That's not what this is about. If, yeah, some brands want to send me something, that's great. But I really want to focus on, again, those 3 categories that I will talk about in my next video. I really want to inspire people. I want people to feel the genuineness. I want people to see where my trajectory, where I start and where the middle and out into the future and the end. That means all of this back here. I want to have a better studio. Right now I'm filming this out of my bedroom, but I want, those are the goals I see for myself, because eventually I would love to have like a Stormy Says show where, I interview great people and something like a daytime talk show, but just not as, just not as politicized. And I shouldn't be banging on the table because my camera's it's not on the best stand, but we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. Eventually, I would love to make cooking videos too, because I do like to cook. I do like to come up with creations in the kitchen. And some people say I'm a pretty decent cook when I take my time. If I'm rushing, yeah. But there's some skill sets that I need to learn first too. Like I'm still not able to make a steak properly. I mean, sometimes it comes out good, but sometimes it's dry. Anyway, I just wanted to check in and give you this first video and let you know that I'm here, I'm ready, and I want to help you live a better life. That was cheesy. But I'll see you all later. Bye now.